So it's F a sec, which is never a good sign. Charger problem DTC 10010. So not entirely surprising. As I say, this has appalling ratings. Northern suburbs of Chicago here. Nice little stop with friends and time at the auto show, of course. Didn't charge at all since we left Indiana. So we haven't really thought about it too much, but we've got a good little portion here. Chicago is one of those Electrify America hub cities, so there's plenty of locations around here. There's actually an EVgo station right around the corner, just a little bit this way, which we'll check out. Awful ratings on Plugshare, just a flat 1, so it's not one that we'll rely on at all, but as I say, we're in the middle of a city here, so we have plenty of options. 1,052 miles on the clock. And today's going to be really warm. We're definitely going to see, this may not go up because we're so far into the 300 kilowatt hours now. It would have to be used a lot to really make a big dent on this, but this should tick up a little bit as we climate control the car and keep it cool on our way up today. So as I say, this one has a rating of 1 out of 10 on Plugshare, so I'm not expecting too much from this, but for the sake of trying it. Charger problem DTC 10010. So not entirely surprising. As I say, this has appalling ratings. Nope, same one, pretty much what other people have been seeing, so we do know at least that we're at 16%, but sucky station. You can see it's got CHAdeMO as well, but dated station now, very old. Got these charge points, which maybe I should have used, but again, just a flying visit, so there we go. Fix some of these cables. But dated equipment, kind of, this might start to happen a bit more now that we've got some of these stations. These are the older charge point units from like 6-7 years ago maybe. This looks like a new station actually. It doesn't look crazy old, but there's definitely some kind of connectivity problem. QC50, but whatever, doesn't work. Not particularly surprised, but we'll go to Electrify America, which we typically have had very good luck with on this trip. Onward. Okay, so as we expected, the EVgo station didn't work, but these are all online and ready to go. Again, trying to avoid the CHAdeMO charger. Swipe to charge. Tough to see, but you know, you can see the screen hopefully. Again, it's got my membership there, so again, still in a kilowatt hour state. Most of them have been since we left Massachusetts, except Pennsylvania. fires up. And this is actually one of the community sites, so they do have the level 2 charger at the end there, which is familiar, but these ones are different in that they have 50 kilowatt stations. Oh, charge start error. Let's try again. Okay, we'll try the same plug, just move the car a little closer. These are quite short bump stops here, so maybe there's a bit too much pressure on that cable. Try it again. Okay, so it's got to the point where it recognizes me, but having some issue firing up the station by the looks of it. Let's try the other connector. Alright, well, that's the first station failure, I guess. And try the third one over here. Not too soon. Okay, so couldn't make that one go. Let's see how number 3 fares. Okay, you can hear that starting up in the distance. The fan's going. This one had no problems doing that. You can see that equipment seems to be a little bit maybe dated, or just getting as a sunspots, or not sure, but it's showing signs of wear, but everything else looks pretty newish. But starting up at 10% there. Again, this is only going to hit 42, 43 kilowatts here, because this is going to be a 50 kilowatt station at, what are we talking, 350 volts at 150 amps, I guess. 125 amps, sorry. So you can see all the output and circuit details here. So that's what they've done with this particular location. Kind of like one they had in Boston, actually, at South Shore Plaza. But then they did upgrade those stations. They took out the 50 kilowatts and had 150 kilowatts going. But this is fine, we're going to have lunch here, so it's charged by kilowatt hour, so it's only time that's the slower part. We'll just grab some lunch, do some shopping maybe. You've got a Target right here. I think there's a market next to it. Then over here a sit-down restaurant, a Chipotle, and a few other bits and bobs, so plenty to do. All good. We'll get some food and see how we go once we finish up here. Oh, we're in a permanent state now, so Wisconsin. There we go, maybe we should stay here long. It's always a cheaper charge in permanents. It's firing right up in the car. It's at 51 kilowatts, so there we go. It's a big one, 10 stations here. Every one of them is online according to the app. They'll do the walk around to see. Yep, number 4 online, number 5 online, number 6 online, 7 and 8, both online. That's 150 kilowatts. This one was 350. And this one appears to be on a boot screen. So number 10, not so much. That could probably be reset if it needed to be, but with 9 other stations here, you're really not going to need that unless it's a last resort. You could probably finagle pull-through parking, maybe in this one. So it's not ideal with these in the way, perhaps, but when you've got so many stations, you would prefer to use these redundant spaces here as pull-through parking, maybe on this couple of stations, and that one, and the one we're on. But started up no problem. First time. Only ones we've had issues with are one in Herkimer that we tried, where we just had to change the connector, didn't have to move spots, and then at this one in the last one in Illinois, we did have to shift from station 2 to station 3, but given the number of successful charges we've had, I'm pretty happy with the reliability and the user experience so far. Okay, and just $5.34 with tax. So much cheaper for us in a per-minute state, but once you leave Massachusetts, it's pretty much per kilowatt hour until you hit Wisconsin again, so good job. Strange to be talking about wanting to be on per minute. That sounds healthy. Okay, so this is one of the last fast chargers, 50 kilowatts at least, on the way up to the Upper Peninsula, so let's hope it works. It's a Greenlots station, as you can see. A bit dusty, got some spider webs on it, so I'm assuming it's not used much. There's a spider up there guarding it. We'll use the RFID card in this case. All hooked up to Greenlots, which is owned by Shell. You can see the little Shell logo in the top corner. And again, 54%, really not maximizing the lower states of charge in this section of the journey, just because we're kind of going based on where the chargers are, because there's so fewer of them now, rather than picking the ideal chargers. But this is fine, you know, there's not a whole lot around here. It's an energy company, so I guess there's a workspace over there, maybe a bank and some apartments. But this being an energy company, Alliant Energy, you can see, they've installed some useful charging stations. These all look fairly new actually. Have to see when the first check-in was. But these are I think the BTC power units. These are on Greenlots as well. So good for destination charging if this happens to be your destination. $125 amps, 500 volts, all the regular business, and it's fine, it does the job. We'll charge up as much as we need to move on to the kind of early edge of the western Upper Peninsula, and that'll be our home for a few days. So, as I said, going pretty high here because we are 180 miles from the destination. And there's not much up there. There's a couple of Chevy dealerships, 20, 25 kilowatt stations, but those are always a bit of a crapshoot. And a few visitor centers, level 2, where we might stop for some dinner or something like that. But for the most part here, we're on 200 plus miles in the GOM with AC on, and it's going to get cooler, so we're in pretty good shape here. But it's just nice to have that extra heading into a zone where you really don't know what the charging is like. Our hotel will have destination charging, so we should be in good shape from there. But just as you get up into these spaces with very little fast charging, it's nice to get all the juice you can. Bolt is doing well. We're still getting that 3.5 miles per kilowatt hour. It's really difficult to change now that we've used up so many kilowatt hours, and unless we have any major changes, it might go up a little bit as we head into the Upper Peninsula and drive slower roads. But it looks to be holding pretty reliably at that nice 3.5 miles per kilowatt hour. Let's shut it off now. It doesn't seem to say anything about charging either, or costing money, so we'll see. But that's very nice if it's free. Yep, we'll look on the app to confirm that, put it up on the screen if it did cost any money, but very nice. If not, 29 kilowatt hours. So only another 70 miles to our stop, but this is a nice little place for dinner, we hope, and we'll see how it works. And get a little juice while we eat. Not exactly the most well thought out cable, but hey, that's how they've designed it, so that's how we'll use it. It starts at 7 o'clock pretty much on the dot, so we'll be able to figure out how many kilowatt hours we get. Let's see how much we got.
113, 114.
Good. Very good. Which would be roughly 9 or 10 kilowatt hours. Now on the road to Escanaba, Michigan, which is just over there somewhere. Let's go!